Hey there, my name is Dimitri, and in this video, we're gonna show you how to remove sensitive data from a PDF with Redactable. Here at Redactable, we pride ourselves on being able to remove information that you may not realize you need to in PDFs, and how people don't seem to realize that there is data that needs to be removed, even if you think it's covered up, that's not actually doing everything it needs to. What we do with Redactable is we absolutely get rid of it. We remove it from the PDF. We remove it from the metadata. We're gonna dive into what all of those different categories mean here in a moment. So there's a couple different things that you need to understand about PDF documents and where we're coming from here. Sensitive data is something that's gonna be on every PDF, and these are not exactly the same categories of things. So I want to talk about the three different types of data that you would find on a PDF. First is going to be visible data. This is going to be the text you plainly see or the images you plainly see on a PDF. That's clear and plain and obvious. And from there, you then have the second category, which is invisible text or images. This is where essentially you have a hidden text where you can actually not see it due to the fact that maybe the opacity is set to 0, but it is actually on the page, or the color actually blends in the same color with the background as the text is. And then outside of the color being the same on text and background, you also have ones where the images or the text is actually to the side of the PDF, and that's invisible too because it's not directly on the PDF, so you can't really see it. But it is still there, it's just hidden. And then the third category, which is metadata, is important to note because this is the different properties and data points that you'd have, like who created the PDF, who last edited the PDF, who it is going to be shared with, if there's any like shared data on there, essentially the back-end metadata of a PDF that you may want to keep private. So Redactable is actually able to remove all of these different things. And in this video, we're going to show you specifically how you can actually remove that invisible data for a situation where text would be a part of the page that's the same color, and how we can remove that completely from a PDF. Most other PDF editors do not actually allow you to remove any of this information. The majority of other products in the PDF editing category usually just cover it up, which doesn't actually remove invisible data, and it doesn't get rid of the metadata in the document as well. So it's not anonymized. So I have this invoice open right here, and it's pretty well showcased. However, there is some hidden data that's a little bit sensitive, and I don't want to showcase, if I'm giving this to somebody in my team, the actual address completely. Now, you might be saying, okay, seems fine here, but there's actually some hidden data on this. And if I open this inside of my usual PDF editor, you'll notice there's some text here, which is not great, right? This is actually not hidden. It's just a simple matter of, if I press copy and paste it out, you'll see it says 123 West Westchester. But your average PDF editor is not gonna catch that and not gonna be able to see it. So what I can do is go to Redactable and find that data. So if I go to Auto here, you'll notice that it catches it. The 123 West Westchester is actually caught. So this is something very important to know. We really need to hammer down on this because people make mistakes on these PDFs all the time, and you don't know what's there or not if you're just going to use your normal everyday PDF editor. So obviously I would want to redact that and block that out. And there's a lot of other personal data that we might want to block out. And luckily with the redaction auto wizard, there is some great options here. I can simply go through and find the different ones that are marked off and say I just want to go through here and I want all of its suggestions to be gone. I can click on them and then redact everything. So if we want to, we can actually redact all. You can press select all and actually hit redact on all of them, and that would do that too. And by going through this process, you're going to remove any personal data that could possibly be on the sheet. And while the auto generator for this is great, you also can go through and manually click on and redact anything else as well that you'd like inside of this. Like for example, the balance due and all these different totals to remove that. Very easy process. And you can do a litany of other ways, like manually redacting by selecting a section over here. Like for example, if I simply wanted to do this instead in a different format, or actually just get rid of this whole section, I could, like the ship to tracking number as well. So this is gonna find the data for you. If you use that auto redaction process, it's gonna help find those little small things that you might have missed. And it's gonna permanently remove all of that information from the document. There's a lot of sensitive data on documents that people may be unaware of if they simply have made the mistake of overlooking it. And it slides off the page a little bit, but there's part of it on there, or it's hidden in white text on a white page, or simply the metadata that's hidden inside of all of these different documents. You wanna run it through our product and then press Finalize Redaction to save it. And when you download the file, you'll see that everything is blocked out and you cannot click on any of that metadata at all. Covering it up with a black box wouldn't have prevented me from clicking through and finding it. I cannot access that information whatsoever now. And I do want to also note that since it went through Redactable, what happens is it actually wipes out all the metadata so that we don't have that information, like who created it, who edited it, those types of backend property information that we don't want anybody to know. So Redactable just clean slates it from anything we're removing, like the invisible data and the metadata as well. And obviously any visible data that you wanted to remove. As I showed you with the little block situation, there's no way to click on it or drag and copy and paste the text. Even if it's hidden in other editors, it's not gonna do the same thing. We absolutely remove it. So if you like this video and wanna learn more about how to use Redactable, please hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.